Welcome back to The Explainer. I am absolutely thrilled you're here today because, well, we're tackling something that affects quite literally every single one of us. We are looking at a brutal psychological truth that is playing out right now, right in the palms of our hands. Modern technology makes daily life incredibly easy, right? But the science we're looking at today reveals that our smartphones are fundamentally rewiring our brains. We're going to examine how the very devices designed to make us smarter might actually be doing the exact opposite. So let me ask you this. How many phone numbers do you know by heart today compared to, say, 10 years ago? I want you to really think about that for a second. 10, maybe 15 years ago, you probably had the phone numbers of your family, your best friends, maybe even your favorite takeout place completely memorized. Today, most of us would be totally stranded if we lost our contacts list. And listen, this fading memory isn't just a sign of getting older, it's the very first symptom of our intense technological reliance. It is the canary in the coal mine for what's happening to our cognitive abilities. You see, there's this common illusion we all walk around with. We think that because we carry the entirety of human knowledge in our pockets, we're naturally smarter, faster, more efficient. But the psychological reality? It's much darker. We aren't just using our phones as helpful little tools anymore. We are actively outsourcing our intelligence to them. And when you outsource the heavy lifting of your mind to a machine, well, your mind gets lazy. Okay, let's dive into this, our structured 5-part diagnosis. 1. The cognitive offloading trap. 2. Avoiding the mental struggle. 3. The attention fragmentation epidemic. 4. The digital multitasking illusion. And 5. Reclaiming your cognitive bandwidth. But before we hit step 1, we really need to understand the underlying mechanism making all of this happen: neuroplasticity. Think of your brain like a highly adaptable muscle. It constantly rewires itself based entirely on how you use it. If your daily habits involve deep, complex problem solving, your brain wires itself to be sharp. But if your habits encourage shallow thinking and quick dopamine hits, your brain literally trains itself to become slower and way less capable of deep thought. You're shaping your brain's physical structure every single time you pick up that screen. Section 1. The cognitive offloading track. When you know that a piece of info, a date, an address, a random fact, is safely stored on your device, you subconsciously make far less effort to remember it yourself. Psychologists call this cognitive offloading. Think about it, the brain is essentially an energy-saving machine, constantly looking to lock away effort. Why would it burn precious calories encoding a memory when it knows the smartphone in your pocket is holding onto it for free? The problem is, this shifts the burden of memory entirely to the external tool. And this brilliantly illustrates the step-by-step chain reaction that gets triggered. Step 1, we rely on digital storage. Because the info is safely tucked away in your phone, step 2 kicks in. The brain decides remembering is simply unnecessary. Then, step 3, your brain encodes less information internally. And finally, step 4, your actual physical capacity for memory formation and retrieval severely weakens. Just like a muscle stuck in a cast, an unexercised memory just atrophies. Section 2, avoiding the mental struggle. Now, solving a difficult problem, trying to recall a fact from scratch, or pushing through a really complex concept. These activities force your neurons to form stronger connections. They require serious cognitive effort. But our smartphones give us an instant escape hatch, right? We can just Google the answer in 2 seconds. Psychologists refer to this natural tendency as cognitive miserliness. It's the brain's inherent drive to avoid effort whenever possible. Instead of forcing our neurons to fire and wire together, we just type a query into a search bar. By constantly giving your brain this easy way out, you stop exercising your deeper reasoning abilities. You're essentially robbing yourself of a mental workout. And the devastating results? It destroys your mental endurance. This is exactly why, if you've been relying heavily on your phone, sitting down to do basic, uninterrupted thinking suddenly feels like climbing a mountain. Your brain has simply lost its stamina. Section 3. The attention fragmentation epidemic. Now, what's really interesting about this slide is how it shows that when you spend hours consuming 15-second clips, you are actively training your brain to expect constant, rapid stimulation in extremely short bursts. You are rewiring your baseline expectations for focus. Psychologists call this attention fragmentation. Your brain gets so used to this hyper-fast pacing that the real world, which moves much, much slower, starts to feel agonizingly boring. And the negative effects of this fragmentation? They're cascading. We see significantly weakened working memory, loss of deep processing abilities, extremely fast but totally shallow surface-level thinking, and ultimately a complete inability to comfortably handle long reading or complex ideas. If you've ever found yourself giving up on a long article after 2 paragraphs to go check your social media feeds, you are experiencing this fragmentation firsthand.
Section 4, the digital multitasking illusion.
So many of us sit on the couch watching TV while scrolling on our phones, or we try to answer emails while listening to a meeting. We genuinely believe we're being highly efficient. So the crucial point is that neuroscience proves the human brain cannot actually perform multiple complex tasks at once. It's literally a biological impossibility. The reality is that your brain is just rapidly switching between the tasks, and this rapid switching burns through immense amounts of mental energy and drastically reduces the accuracy and quality of your thinking. Here's the incredible dissonance of this habit. It feels so highly productive, but you are actively making yourself less effective. Studies show that heavy digital multitaskers actually become noticeably worse at filtering out irrelevant information. Because you're constantly shifting focus, your brain loses the ability to prioritize what matters. You're literally training your brain to become easily distracted by any new stimulus that comes along.
Section 5, reclaiming your cognitive bandwidth.
We really need to understand that cognitive decline from technology isn't usually some massive, dramatic event. It doesn't happen overnight. Intelligence fades quietly. It's a slow erosion that happens through the small, seemingly harmless daily habits you repeat for years. It's the thousands of times you chose to Google a fact instead of trying to remember it, or chose a short video over a complex book. And this brings us to the core thesis of all the research we've looked at today. The brain becomes whatever you train it to be. If you constantly let your technology do all the thinking, problem solving, and remembering for you, well, your brain eventually takes the hint and simply stops trying. It adapts to the lazy environment you provided for it. So, I want to leave you with this direct challenge based on the science we've just covered. Look at your relationship with your device. Are you truly using your smartphone as a tool to enhance your life? Or, if you're being completely honest with yourself, have you allowed it to become a replacement for your own mind? Have you outsourced your intelligence? It is time to reclaim your cognitive bandwidth. Look back over our agenda today. Was it cognitive offloading, avoiding mental struggle, attention fragmentation, or digital multitasking? Which of these digital habits are you most guilty of? Drop the number in the comments right now. Let's get a real discussion going. And if you found this explainer helpful and want to uncover more brutal psychological truths, make sure to hit that subscribe button. We'll see you in the next one.